Okay. Should be good. I think. Can't use anything she's got here, so we need to do. Okay. Where is it at? There we go. Okay, so the development of the over and under mod. It may be a little bit confusing what the heck it actually means. But essentially, we have blocks here. This is my ancient debris block that I have. We have a chance of replacing these blocks in the overworld. And that should be good. Uniform triangle hand. We'll do triangle on this one. That should be the numbers finally changed. So it won't be so broken. This is interesting. My voice is very loud. And so that means that this one is done. Now I'm going to do coal. Not that I'm going to need it for my mod pack, but I'm still going to need it. So basically what we could do is just duplicate what we have here. And then we're going to do nether, coal, and then ore. So that's going to be the nether coal ore, but we got to change out all of these. But I kind of want to do something fun with the textures. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and use this stuff to do photo editing. Alright. So what we want to do is we're going to actually create a new one. We're going to do 16 by 16 and then create it. Now I didn't export everything, but this is the files here. We're in the textures. We need to go to blocks, and then we're going to get the stone texture. Just default stone texture. Yeah, here. Add to current, which see, it looks correct. And then over here, we're going to get the nether rack. And then add to current. And then we're going to grab the coal ore. We're going to do the default coal ore. Add to current. So with these ones, let's go ahead and get rid of those layers here. And essentially, we're just going to grab the eraser, drop this down, softness to 0%, and then we just go through and erase what isn't the texture of the actual ore. We'll keep some of the grays around it, like the darker stuff, just to look like it kind of like flares out a little bit. Okay, we'll do something like this. It will have a little bit of weird variation compared to the original ore, which is fine. There we go. get rid of some of that gray, some of this gray to break that up. There we go. So that's like the coal, essentially. So what I want is basically coal ore, but in the nether. But I don't want it to fully look like it. So what we're going to do is, now we got the stone back again. We're going to change the brush from this, from softness to like as high as we can. Now the bad thing is it doesn't really work too well. What the hell? Like at all. Because we're such a little pixel that the softness or the edge of the brush doesn't really soften it up a little bit. So I don't like the way that looks because I can't soften or feather my paintbrush. I mean, I probably could paint it. So if I go ahead and do, where's that? There. Let's go ahead and grab that color and then erase it. And then let's draw it back in. Not that one. It is the paintbrush. Yeah, size. We'll do softness like this. Opacity. Hello? What the hell? Okay. Opacity like 18%. But if we look at there, we can kind of like feather this out to make it look like the stone. This used to be stone and then it's been infected by the netherrack. That's not bad. Now I just want to make sure I'm painting on netherrack now. There we go. So it's like the stone variation, but it's like melted in, and all I have to do is just turn off and on the coal thing. So basically we can reuse this texture. So that being said, let's click Control S, keep this as a PNG, and then we'll just do nether coal ore. And I'll click save. I haven't signed in yet. Oops. So now we should be able to open in new window. And there's the block. So what we need to do is make sure we're over here. Add that in as a block wherever it is right there. And then it's just going to be a single texture. There we go. Let's hope this looks okay. And then this one's only going to be is nether. And then we're going to get rid of all of those. We're going to add netherrack. It can respawn or replace. We're going to do nether gold. And then just to give it a better chance to spawn again. Well, okay, I guess you can't add that twice now. So this is coal. So we're going to bring this up to like 10. And then I don't have a restriction. Or I don't want to have a restriction of where this can spawn. So we'll go negatives. Dang it. And then we'll go positives. Save and keep open. So that should now spawn in the nether. I don't even know how it's going to look in game, but we're going to test it. I say typically that crashes the first time. respond to somebody into the Discord here. We did event.recipe.create. Okay, there we go. Okay, should be good. Now let's go ahead and test this real quick. Just want to get rid of this real quick. Create new world. And journal. Okay. A very good drink. So first things first, I gotta see how this is gonna mix, like the textures and stuff. So another, and then back this out. I should be able to find my block. I don't remember where I placed it. Properties. Advanced properties. Hey, I'm losing my mind here. In-game name. Oh, shoot. I forgot to change the name. Oh. Over here. So that's their ancient debris. This is my custom one, and this is still called ancient debris, even though it's not supposed to be called that. Okay, so it actually matches really well. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. Kind of like makes the thing look like a circle. This is gonna be a good one. Okay, so that's that wood. I think what I'll do. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Make like a little creative testing area real quick. So basically what we're doing is just making blocks that normally don't spawn in other biomes. Not biomes. Shoot, what's it called? Not biomes. Dimensions. So this is our new coal. It doesn't look right when it's next to another coal block. There's got to be a way where I can adjust the textures based on what's next to it. I bet there's a way. Hang on. So generator triggers. Hang on, yeah. So when block added, what's this mean? A trigger in the world might not be called by some natural generators. Okay, so this is what happens when it gets spawned in the world. Let's just see something. Let's look at world procedures here. The data can locate at spawn entity, get current world spawn location. This actually became a little bit more difficult than I was expecting it to turn out to be. I just need to check neighboring blocks, basically. Actions, no. It'll be block procedures, data maybe. Get block at. Okay, so logic. Get the block at that thing if it is the same block as the current one that we were spawning. So let's just go ahead and copy this one. And then for the first one, I mean, this may not be the right way to do it at all. So same Y level, but on the math one here, go ahead and grab that, grab the math one again. And basically we want to check on that axis. Hang on. Let me check something here. So it'll be different for this direction here. So F3 is the Z. This would be the x-axis. Wait, make sure I'm facing north. Which way? Where's my thing showing which way I'm facing? Oh, I found it. Okay, so I am facing north. Okay. So we're first going to check on the x-axis. And we are. So on the x-axis, we're going to do -1. So we're looking at the block specifically. We're looking at getting that coordinate -1 on the x-axis. Asking if that block is the same block as the one in the middle. So flow control. We're asking that question. If the block on the left essentially is the same as the block in the middle, now we got to figure out if there's a way to data maybe. Can fertilize is a fluid, waterloggable. I really don't know if there's a way to change. Well, we could do like a set block. So what we could do, this is going to be a way longer route than I was meaning to take. But basically we're going to say, hey, if there is, we can make a separate block. If there is a block on the left, then we need to set 2 separate blocks. This actually might not be a great way to do this. I might just do the texture of that instead of this. Because if I want to do it this way, if there's a block on the left that is also this block, I'm going to need to erase this section so it seamlessly transitions from one block to the next with no netherrack in the middle, so it doesn't look like this. So basically I need this middle section to be clear, just like stony with netherrack on the outside. Could do that. That would make it a lot cleaner. So I need to have multiple different textures. So this was one of them. Now we need to make another texture. I should probably sign in just so I have my unlimited saves. Just click save, save as. Just give it a random name real quick so it prompts me to sign in. I think it's this account. Okay, so I should be signed in now. Okay, so we need to make multiple different textures. So on the stony, on that texture maybe? I guess we could do this. Get the stone texture again, but put this at the very bottom of the netherrack, and we can start erasing the netherrack. So on the netherrack, we're going to do the eraser tool. Make sure we're down to 1 and softness to 0. And so let's just say there is a block here. We'll do something like this, just so we get the top layer still being netherrack. So it'll look like this if there's a block on the left. That'll be one of the textures. So control save, PNG, nether, coal, but open on left. And then now we're going to do the same thing for this texture here. Now this may not be a good way to do the texturing, but I'm trying it. So that means if we have a block on the left and a block on the right, so PNG, save as, left and right. Now we just need to go ahead and do it like this. So we need only the right side now. Okay, there we go. Control save, PNG, save as. So we're going to do open on left, and we're going to change this to be open on right. So there we go. We got open on left, we got open on right, we got open on both left and right. Now let's do open on top. Control S, save as, another coal ore open on top. Do something like this. Okay, Control S, PNG, save it, and then open on bottom. Now we need to do one for all sides. But I need to make sure that lines up actually. So 16. So 16 times 4 basically. Go here, create a new. Can we do that here? 16 multiplied by 4. You can't do that, really? It'd be 64. I don't know what I'm doing. 16, 16, 32. 32 and 32 is 64. So 64. 64. So now if we take those exact textures we just made, downloads, and let's just do the, we're looking for, first let's save this. PNG, save as. We'll do this, but instead of being on bottom, it's on all sides. This is probably going to be way harder than it needs to be, honestly. So add to current. And that's what it looks like with on all sides. Add to current. We'll just do like this one here. So that's what it's going to look like if there's blocks together like this, which actually looks really good. Get that out of here. I'm going to do this side. So if it's like that, so these ones here need to go bye-bye to fix that little section right here. That one looks all right. Now if we were to do open on this side, add to current. Same thing here. Break that down, break that down. And then open on top is what we're looking for next. Open on top. And there we go. So let's say we have a bunch of coal spawning like in a cross formation. This is what it would do. So this two line up, this is getting fixed. So what we're going to do is control save PNG, save as, and then we're going to do all sides 2. File, drag that in, add to current. Take this one, remove this one, and now this is what it would look like if we have them cross patterned. Now let's say we're missing a couple actually. We need like bottom and left, bottom and right, top and right, top and left. Ooh, this is gonna get rough. This is gonna be a lot to do. This is kind of the difficult thing. For some reason, you have very limited backspaces, and I don't understand why. Textures, blocks, another rack, add to current. I'll just put this above this. I'm confused. Did I not just add another rack to this? Delete and delete. Oh, okay. So there we go. So now we need like a bottom and left, bottom and right, top and left, top and right. Bottom and left. Control save PNG. It's gonna do something like this. Open on bottom left and bottom right. What the hell? Oh. Now we just need to do the same thing. But we need to do the top one. Like this. Be bottom right. And this is going to be so much work because you got to keep in mind, I got to do this for every texture. I'm probably not going to do this at all, actually. I think what we're going to do just to make this not take forever is we'll just go ahead and do this, and we're going to create a new It's going to be 16. I think I'll do the other texture thing on a normal time when I'm just doing this by myself. But for the time being, I think what we could do is just do the regular ores. I'm going to do all the different variations on my own time. Let's go ahead and add the ores here, add the current. And then let's make sure we got all the deep slate variations too. We don't need the deep slate variations because we're not actually using the deep slate part of it. We're just using the ore. Another quartz can go bye-bye. Yo, what's up, bro? And I guess we'll go with this one for now, but it's gonna be kind of difficult to see that over the red. Okay, yeah, let's try it. Let's just get rid of this entire section minus the red. We'll get rid of some of this. We'll keep some of the fall off colors. Still gonna be kind of difficult to see it all though. See, these are like what I count as fall off colors. Pixlr is underrated. Facts, bro. I've been using this for years, bro. Literally multiple years. And I still don't know all the tricks and tips to it. Like I'm just using it as default as I possibly can. If I was to actually full on learn some of the secret tips and tricks that are probably in the background that nobody knows about, I'd be a god at this. How am I painting the netherrack texture? I have the netherrack texture under the stone texture, and I'm just erasing the stone texture. Yeah. You're like, hey, on that don't make no sense. All right, save this, save as, and then this is gonna be nether rack. If I can spell right, nether rack, redstone ore. So I'm developing a mod, by the way, if you can't tell from the title. It's called the over under. And basically all the ores you can find in the overworld are going to be in the underworld or nether. All the ores you can find in the nether are going to be in the overworld. So it's going to be vice versa. And that's going to be kind of fun. So I already saved that. So what I could do is just minimize this and bring up the copper ore. Make sure that is selected. And just go through and erase all this stuff. All the stuff that makes zero sense. Now, what I was trying to do is, you can see here, I'm going to do this on my off time when I'm not streaming, because this is going to take a long freaking time. But basically, I was doing these textures where I wanted to be netherrack on the outside, but then be stone on the middle where it looks like it's bleeding through. But if there's multiple next to each other, I want the textures to kind of like formate and like change. Because this right here looks so much better than this. But that's going to take a lot of time to do. So that'll be something I might change on my own time when I'm not streaming. Because that's going to take forever. Because I got to do like 13 different textures for every ore. So for a single coal ore, I have to do the right is open, the top, and then I got to do one for the top is open, and then one for the left is open, one for the bottom is open. Then I got to do one for each side that's open. Then I got to do the bottom, or the bottom right's open, bottom and right. And I got to do one for the bottom and the left is open, and I got to do one for the top and left is open, and then the top is right is open. Bunch of different textures for every variation of the ore you can possibly find. And then I have to do that for every single ore. So we're just running it this way for now, and then that could change eventually. But currently, I just want to get the ore itself finished, and then I could change a bunch of stuff. What the hell just happened? I could change a bunch of stuff later on, and it's gonna be so much coding and so much like blueprint work to even get something like that to work, because I have to check every angle and every direction from the main block that spawns, and then check what block is around it, And if there's a block on a certain direction from the main block, then I have to change its texture based on where that block is or is not at. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to do this one. We're going to change this from being redstone ore to being copper ore. Get rid of this. We'll just do the lapis next. And even though this specifically, what I'm doing is going to take a little bit of time, it's still going to be so much faster than the other version of what I was trying to do. Now, I still probably will do the other version, but that'll be on my own time. Or I may still do it while I'm live. I just may wait until I actually have the mod working, and then I could release an update. Because this mod will be on CurseForge, by the way. I'm already using it in my mod pack that I was playing yesterday. The one I've been coding a lot in and doing a bunch of stuff in. I've actually have this mod. There's only one ore in it currently. But I already have that in my mod pack, so... Lapis ore. We already did coal, I believe. No, we did. Hang on. Downloads. Let's see here. So these ones all are incorrect ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a new folder. Call this ore attempts. And we'll just add that into this folder so it's less filling, I guess. And so we got these, so we don't have the normal coal like I was wanting, so that's fine. Let's just go ahead and do it this way. And it's okay to have a little bit of the gray wash in there too. I feel like the gray wash actually kind of gives it a little bit of life since it's coal. So we might even leave some of the gray wash. We'll decide after we get everything else done. Take out some of this gray, or most of this grays. Yeah, I already have ancient debris in the game. Like, it's already in there. That's actually... yeah, it's already in there. So I already have it. It actually spawns in the overworld now. And technically, there's not much I need to do. It's just a single block, so I don't need to overlay textures. But basically, I already have it in the game, and then whenever you mine my version of it, the version that drops on the ground is Minecraft's version. So, what do you mean? Well, I mean, yeah, everything I'm going to be doing, like all the code and like making it spawn, is from scratch. I'm just repurposing their textures. I'm not a texturing person. And like, think about this. If you go into a mod and you're playing a mod that says it makes netherite or ancient debris spawn in the overworld, and then you find the ancient debris in the overworld, but it looks nothing like ancient debris, are you going to think it's ancient debris? Probably not. So it's best that I reuse textures that people say, it's best that we reuse the already known textures that people know, you know? I had so much issues with mCreator's entities. Like, what the hell, GeckoLib plugin issues? Yeah, GeckoLib, I think, actually, in the newer version. I'm not using the newer version, I don't think. But GeckoLib is actually a thing that they finally have full-on worked into mCreator. Now, I don't know if I have that version downloaded currently. This makes 1.20.1 mods. But in one of their versions, I'm pretty sure they were supposed to fully implement GeckoLib into it instead of it being a plugin. And there's going to be a lot of things that will work better with a default inside of mCreator. Now, that was in talks. I don't know if they finished it, but they were supposed to. But I love mCreator. I've actually released a couple of mods on CurseForge, which I no longer have the source code and everything else for because I lost everything on my computer at one point in time. So, yay, that's fun. But I don't know. coal ore. Get rid of this one. We'll do the diamonds. This is going to be my favorite right here, honestly, is the diamond ones. Immersive engineering is such a great mod. Look, you want to make a multi-block structure like that? You probably could with mCreator, honestly. Like, you may go to Blockbench and model out a full size, like 3 block by 2 block type of block, like model it so it's a full machine. And then whenever you place a block down and it has a neighboring block of a certain type inside of mCreator, as long as it knows that it has that type, then it's going to replace those blocks with air and then place down your multi-block. There may be a way to do it. I've not actually done something like that. Actually, I started to, but I can't figure out the hitboxes, honestly. The hitboxes inside of mCreator are kind of confusing, like all their little numbers to make the hitboxes work properly. Very annoying. I know you can click a button that says like generate hitboxes for the block, like custom hitboxes, which is cool and all, but like it doesn't always work. So you make a 3 block by 2 block like machine inside a Blockbench. You put it inside of mCreator. It works, but then you use their auto generate like hitbox thing, and sometimes it recognizes what you're doing, sometimes it don't. Now, emerald ore, that's something that doesn't spawn too often. I feel like it doesn't spawn enough, in all honesty. So I'm thinking about making this kind of spawn semi frequently. Maybe. Do you think the emerald ore should spawn a little bit more frequently in the nether, since it doesn't spawn very frequent in the overworld? There we go. That looks good. That looks good. PNG. This looks really good. Emerald ore. We already have another gold ore, so I'm not going to make that one. And then iron ore. Or get it because I'm making ores. Should we add the gold ore, a custom one, that drops the raw gold that you guys smelt? Or should we just leave it with the default nether gold ore? Like, make it more rewarding to find our block in the nether instead of the default ones. That's an idea for later to think about. Control S, PNG, save, and then change the name to iron ore. There we go. Those should be the textures. So that being said, let's go over here. So I was just going to edit everything inside of here, but I decided not to do that. So let's go ahead and just grab all of these. Okay, we can go ahead and close that now. Close this once it decides to load here. Close this. Delete that. Give it a moment, and then we should be good now. So import textures, block textures. And then downloads. And let's just import all these here. There we go. So that is all the new ores. And basically all we need to do is duplicate these. And then we're going to do nether, redstone, ore. And then basically just close these all. If I can hit the X, hello. And then we just want to make these single textures. And then we're starting with what? Redstone? Okay. Rotation, because that doesn't matter. Solid blocks. Default blocks. Everything seems to be okay. Should only be used with transparent blocks. Okay. Bounding boxes. That's fine. Block states is fine. Honestly, block states could be an easy way to be able to do changing of textures and versions of blocks based on certain stuff. Okay, so properties, nether, redstone, ore. Hardness. I need to get the hardness levels of different blocks. Really? What the hell? I know that, but I want it to be default like the original stuff. Minecraft hardness values of ores. The most standard ore, coal, iron, gold, diamond, or redstone, and emerald have the hardness of 3. Okay. So hardness of 3, and then resistance values of ores. Blast resistance of 3 and hardness of 3. Okay. So 3. And then 3. So they're all pretty much the same like that. Gotcha. Luminance is good. Has gravity is good. I don't even know where I should put this at, but we'll leave it there for now. Custom drop. So this will actually get a loot table. So use custom loot drops. Experience amount between 0 and like 11, I guess, or 12. I don't know. Creative pick item. Leave it empty. For default creative mode, pick item. Requires tool for the drop at least iron. Then the sound is, let's just say, nether gold or nether ore. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to do the NBT data of this real quick. So this should so we're gonna do nether gold, blackstone gold, or gilded blackstone gold. We can do this one. What the hell is this? Deep slate. Oh, okay. And then netherrack. I think that's it. So this is gonna be redstones in between 0 and like 8 or 9. I'm just gonna have it the lowest of like 140 and the highest of 140. Mostly because, like, screw it. I mean, who cares? Make it spawn everywhere. Make it really fun. And then we need to add, first let's add a folder and then loot tables. And inside of here, let's do this and let's do loot table, nether, redstone, ore, loot table. So then this is going to tell us where we at here. Custom loot. So nether, redstone ore, block, nether, redstone ore, blocks, and then mod. Correct. I'm just double checking, make sure I don't mess anything up. Mod and then type block. Okay, we are good. Okay, so if we add 2 tables, this gives me 2 exact drops, I believe. So if we do 2 in this, we do redstone dust, and then redstone dust. So entry weight. That minimum count. 1 in 5. Affected by fortune. Okay, so that's ignore silk touch. These are just default systems. So only with silk touch, ignore silk touch, only with silk, and then so yeah, that's normal, and then it automatically does affected by fortune. This one should be normal, I guess, and then we're going to add another loot, and then we're going to do the redstone ore block thingy. It still doesn't have a texture change. Only with silk touch. And then save and keep open. Save and keep open. So let's double check this. Yeah, yeet. Okay. Time set day game rule do daylight cycle false. Also, you can see there used to be blocks here. There we go. Now if we go over here, there we go. This is our new ores. That looks so good though. Like, in all honesty, that looks so great. That is awesome. And if we get us 3 pickaxes, we're going to test them all. So this one's going to be default. This one's going to be enchant, dev, and then fortune. Fortune 3, I believe, is the highest you can go. And then we're going to do silk touch. So doing this. Oh, hang on. Doing this, you can get like between 1 and like however many. So that time I got 3. That time I got 1. That time I got 5. This time I got 1. Wow, that was unlucky. Now this is fortune 3. We got 1 there. 4. We got a bunch on that one. And then hitting it with the silk touch didn't work. Okay. What? Only with silk touch. Yeah. Only without. Oops, I forgot to do without. Only without. You can only get this without silk touch. My bad. I knew I was missing something. Also, I found out that I can physically download my entire stream as a video clip and then re-edit everything and upload it as a YouTube video. So you guys are probably seeing this on YouTube now. As I figured this out. So yeah, if I do it with Silk Touch now, it's still giving me XP. That's not great. It's kind of broken though, because if you think about it, you can place this back down, hit it again, and you get XP every single time. That's also a lot of XP. Okay, well that's cool. That works. Now let's go ahead and change that loot table here so it doesn't give you XP. I don't know how to do that. Light opacity resistance, unbreakable. So yeah, we have experience amount, but it shouldn't drop experience when you drop the XP. Or it shouldn't drop the XP whenever you drop. Or when you break it with Silk Touch. So we're going to have it between 1 and 9. So what we could do is actually do triggers. And when block is broken by, and I'm assuming player, XP. Can we do like in between levels? Random integer between. There we go. 1 and 9. So that should drop random or spawn random amounts of XP. And then do a flow control. So enchanted with Silk Touch. There we go. So if has Silk Touch, then don't do nothing. If not, if we'll do a logic not Silk Touch, then we'll do that. Also, a little note to self for anybody trying to do this stuff. When coding and making your loot tables, if you want to change any of this stuff, which is fine, you can do whatever. But the moment you save it and close it, you cannot edit any of that. So you have to leave this open in the background to be able to come back through and re-edit everything. Now you guys see OBS. I kind of want to change screens here. There we go. We'll do that. So this should only drop XP if the player doesn't have Silk Touch. Hopefully. Wait for the lag to stop real quick. There we go. Jesus, the screen over here is so much darker. So Silk Touch drops just the block. So far. Fortune. I got some XP from that. And now I'm not getting any XP. that should work, I think. Maybe if we just give it a hard number. Or we do this one instead of random integer. We could do this one. So 1 in 10, maybe? So if the player does not have... Let's try something here. I want to mix this up a little bit and try some different things. Just look at some of these random things real quick. Simulate right click. I mean, it's not really going to do anything. But now I'm kind of curious here. That's definitely going to be a bug or something, without a doubt. So with Silk Touch, nothing, which is a great thing. Okay, so that's not great. Wait. Placing it gives XP? How does that make any sense? That's literally... Oh, block placed. Oops. When block destroyed by player. Oops, I did that in the total wrong area. So if the player does not have Silk Touch, then let's spawn an XP orb at that. And then we're going to do the math in between a certain number, between 1 and 10. And then we also can go ahead and remove this procedure here. That should be no procedure. Save and keep open. And then we can actually remove that one because that is not supposed to be a thing. Now this should work. At least that's my understanding of the whole situation here. Okay, so now breaking it normally is not really spawning any XP orbs. What the hell? The procedure didn't even update. Missing dependencies. How? That makes no sense. What? Well, this makes no sense. I don't understand how we're missing dependencies. Shouldn't this be able to just see something from the player regardless? Yeah, this makes no sense. Like, what dependencies am I relying on? This makes no sense. So if I just remove all of that and click save, there's not going to be a dependency issue. Yeah. So, what? But the moment I try to double check if the player does or does not have a silk touch, then we're missing a dependency. So why am I missing a dependency? Get level of enchantment. No. This one. Oh, yeah, I'm not finished that hand. Sorry. I'm still missing it. What the hell are you talking about, bro? This is so irritating. I don't get it. It says when destroyed by players, so shouldn't that already have a player dependency? What the hell? So how the hell am I supposed to double check for that? This makes no sense. So it's an item dependency. So it's not a player dependency, it's an item dependency. Player procedures, data. I don't understand this. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Yeah. That makes no sense to me. If I do it just like with a player thing, just the player, we're not missing anything. But if I try to get items of a player or the inventory, my Git has that. Yeah, this makes zero sense. New dependencies were added. Make sure to use the ones that trigger you use provided. So entity and then item stack. Those are two different ones. Local variables. I'm not understanding this at all. How were we missing dependencies? I don't understand procedures sometimes. Like, it makes no sense. Like, I know a lot of this is easy shit. Like, yeah, I can spawn something when the player breaks it. That's a simple thing. That's not a problem. But for some reason, it can't test the enchantability or the enchantments on the tool that I'm using because the item's dependency is not there. So just doing has enchantment silk touch, that doesn't work. So I need to be able to like get the item in main hand, basically. So basically get, and then math, oh no, logic, I guess this, if that is equal to oh wait, that doesn't work. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use here, or trying to figure something out here. Can we use these inside here or no? So doing it that way doesn't work. But doing this does. So if get provided an item stack is this, or Actually, why am I making this so much more difficult on myself to test something? Variables. Yeah, element tags. It's either tags or variables, one of the two. Add a new variable, block states, item stack, player lifetime. Okay, so it's not this one. I've not done that one before. It was localization, maybe? Or this one. Add a new tag, item tag, namespace, Minecraft, tag, tools with 2 L's. Okay, there we go. Then over here, do this one all the way down to this one, and then we're going to use selected. So we're basically just adding that in there as a list. And then hashtag. I can't remember specifically how to do it, but I could open up my other thing here. Open up my other M Creator project here. Something I'm doing for my wife. Could be kind of fun. And then in elements, which is where we have this, right? Elements, yes. We're doing the tag type. And then let's just say this one here. It's a really big procedure. There we go. Okay, so is items tagged as, there we go. So hemp test and then hemp. So these ones were hemp test and hemp. So tag namespace, so hemp test. So tools and the name is tag. Okay, so tools, tag is, so we're going to try that. It's been a while since I've used tags. So is provided item stack tagged as that now. Oh, I'm not finished yet, I know. If so, then can we not get the enchantments then at this point? I'm trying to think of how to logically do this to make it make sense. So if it does have this tag, the item that I'm holding, I guess. If that is true, then we're going to go down here to this logic, do this, and then spawn XP orbs. But I think we're still required to use a dependency here. So yeah, we're missing dependency still, which makes no sense. Not sure what that does. Still missing that dependency. Okay, so this is not fully red now, so that's a plus. So what if we do the same thing but for return item stack? So it knows who the player is. And now it's all red up here. Okay, what the fuck? Procedures make zero sense to me sometimes. We're still missing dependencies. That makes no sense. So then how the hell would I do this? Let's just say we're not using these then at this point. And the properties. It's asking me what kind of experience would I want to use. So that's that. But I wish there was like some sort of experience thing over here. The amounts are here. Entry weight. Entry item enchantment level minimum. I have no way of controlling XP that way. So that makes no sense. Because currently, if I just leave it at the default amount, like it is here with the loot table's fine. But if I don't actually enable XP here, they won't get XP from that. But if I enable XP, then they get XP regardless. If they're just picking up the block with the silk touch thing, they get XP so they can place it back down and pick it back up to get more XP, and that's a glitch. So I don't know until I can figure out those dependency issues. I'm just not going to have XP with it at all. Because I can't have like a glitch like that. So this is the amount of experience dropped by this block when it's broken by a player. Okay. I don't know. That's just gonna have to be the default. Like at this rate, shit. So I guess let's just go ahead and make another one. Nether. Lapis. Or so see, here's the thing though. Either I could make it to where the players can't get XP currently because it's all broken currently, so they can use Silk Touch to be able to grab the blocks if they want to and use it for decorating. Or I can prevent them from even picking it up with Silk Touch at all and enable the XP. So as of right now, I am not sure. Nether lapis ore. So I know everything was 3 basically because it's just a default ore. And then you got to at least have iron, pickaxe, at least. Requires correct tool, yes. Experience amount right now is 0. You use custom loot table. Custom drop, leave it empty to make it drop itself. Okay, so save real quick. And then back in loot tables. Make a new. And what's the actual hotkey for this? It's literally L. Okay, yeah. Nether lapis or loot table. Okay, so that still says ancient debris. That's not great at all. So this one needs to be nether lapis ore. Nether lapis ore. Oh, I like how it actually gives you a drop down now of all the different options instead of making it to where you have to type it out every single time. Okay, sweet. So mod and block, that's perfectly fine. And then on this one, we want to have 2, and then we want to have an extra. So this is the Silk Touch one. So get the lapis. Gonna get the lapis. Affected by fortune. Ignore Silk Touch. Only without. Only without. So this things can only happen without Silk Touch. And then only with Silk Touch. I'm gonna make the single one happen multiple times between 0 and what, like 6, 7? I don't know. 0 and 6 sounds fine. They both can be affected by fortune, I guess, so you get a higher chance of getting a bunch. And then lapis, nether lapis ore. Count between 1 and 1. Entry weight. So only with Silk Touch. Save and keep open. Let's test this. Let's run a test. Hopefully everything is correct. And there we go. We do have the lapis edition of things. That looks really good, actually. Go ahead and add this to the system so we can do some more of our enchantment tests and everything. So I keep doing that every single time. So regular. That literally fell behind, but okay, that's fine too. So we got 5 out of that one. So we got a pretty good amount out of the first one. We got 1 on that one, so that was an unlucky roll. We literally got 1 out of each of those. Now with fortune. Oh wow, did we get unlucky even with fortune? Okay, we're just getting unlucky sometimes, it seems like. So it does work with fortune. I just got unlucky. And then there we go. Silk Touch works. Sweet. So that block is technically done. If we want to be completely technical here, because the XP part's kind of broken right now, so we're not going to have to adjust this anymore because the loot table does work. This loot table does work, so we can finally close that. We're not going to have to change anything else. Oh wait, did that go to the right folder? It did. Okay. So we got the redstone, lapis, and ancient debris. Let's do nether, iron, ore. Single textures, just go all the way over there. Nether, iron, ore. Hardness of 3, resistance of 3. Oh, don't do that. Creative inventory tab. Could make this actually separate. We probably should. Nether ore. Specific, at least a pickaxe, and it's got to be at least. Well, since we're breaking iron, we're going to at least make it stone. So you can get it if you do want to do a, like, I spawned in the nether first challenge or whatever. Custom loot drops. Save that real quick. And then, that being said, if we go to loot tables and then we hit this button, nether, iron, ore, loot. And then we can see we get the drop down here. So nether, iron, ore, mods and blocks. So this one we're gonna do raw underscore iron. Raw iron. And then we can go ahead and add another one here. Iron. We're going to do this one. Only with silk touch. Only without. Only without. Affected by fortune. So a minimum between 1 and like 6, I guess. I think that's it. Like, there's literally not much to this. Just make sure this. None of these are generating yet, by the way. Like, I literally am just setting up the actual blocks. Then we'll go through and set up all the generation for this stuff. Oh, my nose. Wow. That was nasty. I'm sorry. Okay, come over here. Go all the way down. And there's our nether iron. Looks a little weird. A little funky. But it's just the color of the iron over the color of that kind of red, I think, is what makes it look like that. All right, let's do a normal test. Break that. We got at least 2. We got at least 8 there. Now let's go fortune. Got 5. Jesus, we got 13 there. That was crazy. And then this should give us the block itself. Now we do not get XP, by the way, for any of these ores currently because mCreator seems to be broken a little bit. So that works. So now let's look at what we got left. We've done lapis, redstone, iron, and nether or ancient debris. Let's just go down the line here. So let's do emeralds. So we'll go back. We should be able to save all this stuff now because we know that works currently. So this, and then let's go blocks, and then nether, emerald, ore. And then that can be a single model. We're going to do the nether emerald properties, nether emerald ore. This one by default is 3 and 3, and it's literally the same process over and over again. We want at least iron to be able to break it. We want it to be a pickaxe. We want this to be a nether ore. Everything else should stay the same except for the creative tab, and we're going to use custom loot tables. Save and keep open. Then we go to loot tables here. We click the plus button and then hit L on our keyboard. Then we're going to do nether, emerald, or loot. And then we just hit the drop down button, and right there it is. That's all set. We need emerald. And then minimum of, let's say, 4. Same thing again, just so we can get 2 different types of spawns. Minimum of 3. We'll do something like a minimum of 6. Then we'll add a whole new pool. And this one will be emerald, the block version. This is only with silk touch and only without on these 2. These can be affected by fortune. And that is literally that done. I will test them in between each, but still. Oh yeah, there we go. That looks beautiful. It actually works really well, honestly. And then now we just need to do our survival test. So by default, we can get at least 2. And yes, you're going to have a chance of getting more than 1, unlike the default Minecraft one. We got 3. We got 3 more. We got 6 more out of that. That was actually kind of crazy. Now with the fortune, we got 12 off the rip. We got 8 off the rip. And then using silk touch, we get the block. So there we go. That block is technically done. Now, like I said, none of them spawn yet, but that is okay. So we just needed to make sure that this part was working here so we can go ahead and actually save this completely. The only reason why we need to wait is just so we can change the name spacing if the name spacing is wrong. Because if you don't, then you can't change it after you save and close it. So with that one being done, now we just need to do the diamonds. So plus button, click B, nether, diamond, ore, single textures. We'll do this one. Everything should be the same. Go over to properties, nether, diamond, ore. And make sure that this has the sound of a nether ore. Gonna at least have to have an iron tool to break it. It's got to be a pickaxe. We've got to add it to our creative inventory tab here. We've got to change the resistance to 3 and 3. And then we got to have custom loot. Also, let me double check that this one, I changed the properties for this. I did. Nice. And then now for the loot tables, since we had custom loot, we come over here, click the plus button, click L. And then we're going to do nether, diamond, or loot. And then we just drop down this nether, diamond, ore. And we'll do diamond. And then minimum of 1, a maximum of, let's say, a 1 and 1, I think should be fine. Because it's diamond, we're going to do it like a normal diamond enchantment, but we can affect it by fortune. And only without silk touch. And then this one, we'll do the diamond. We'll do that one, and only with silk touch. and then 1 and 1 also. So we're only going to do it like this. We're going to make it like the default Minecraft one, and where it only gives you more based off your fortune, and then the fortune is what says whether it gives you more than 1 or not. That's not a me thing. That is a game thing that does it for you. Okay. And once again, for some testing, scroll all the way down. There's our nether diamond. Looks just like diamonds, except for it's nether related. And then in survival, we break it, we get 1. 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 And then with fortune 3, and we also have fortune 3, so we got that. Oops, wrong one. Oh, we know that works. Okay, yep, we're getting that. We got 8. We got 2 out of that. We got 2 out of that. And of course, the fortune, or the silk touch does work. So that is that part completed. We know that works. So we know the actual loot table here works. Save it and save and close it. Up next is going to be the copper. So out here in blocks, click the plus button, click B, nether, copper, ore, single texture, nether copper, properties, make sure the naming is correct, make sure this is set to 3 and 3, make sure this is set to nether ores. We gotta at least have stone, and it has to be a pickaxe. This is got to be in this set here, and we gotta have custom loot. Make sure we save it and keep it open at least once so this shows up in the name spacings. Go to loot table, click plus and click L, and then nether, copper, or loot. From here, nether copper, mods, blocks, raw copper. We'll do that one, and it gives us in between 1 and like, I know it's a lot. 1 and 10 is like I don't even know actually the numbers, but we'll just do 1 there, and then we'll go ahead and add another one for nether, copper. Yeah, nether copper, and then only with silk touch and only without. You can also ignore silk touch, but yeah, there we go. Affected by fortune. Everything has been set. And I'm very certain that this is going to work. Honestly, with the original way I was planning on doing the textures instead of doing it this way, I probably still would have been working on textures. Okay, go all the way down. Nether copper. Nice. Looks so weird. Like when you have it contoured with netherrack, it just makes it look so different, like the vibrancy. I don't know if it's just my screen. Maybe it is. I'm looking at it in OBS on the other screen. It looks slightly different than it does here. But basically regular. I got 1. I got 11. That literally does remind me of regular copper because you always get a stupid amount. There we go. With fortune, fortune 3. Oh yeah, that literally looks like regular Minecraft, where you just get a stupid amount of copper for something you barely use. And then break this and we get the blocks. Perfect. And last but not least, we got coal. So let's go back to the blocks, hit plus, hit B, and then we're going to type out the words nether coal underscore ore, single texture. We're going to go ahead and grab the coal ore. Everything should be fine there. Nether coal ore, 3 and 3. Nether ore. We at least can have stone pickaxes. I love how it doesn't give us wood options, but if it's wood, then it should just be none, because I mean that's the lowest. That should be good. Make sure we add this to our ingredients here. Use selected, 3 and 3. Everything's good. Use custom loot drops, and then over here in loot tables, hit L. Nether coal ore loot. And then we make sure we change this down to nether coal. This one here. Now we will give ourselves a little bit of a different one here. So will I do 8? I don't know. Coal between this one and this one. I don't know. Remove this pool, so we do one. It gives us a chance of both. This affected by fortune, affected by fortune. Entry weight. There we go. And then add one here. So without silk touch, coal. And then we'll do the nether coal ore. Why does it look like that? Maybe I already tried it once and then, oh, I did try it once. Okay, hang on. Regardless. Only with silk touch and 1 and 1. I'm going to save this. Now this one may be a little weird. I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it. So we're going to do a test on this one. Because this one does give you a lot of stuff because it's coal. So I'm trying to do 3 different entries here. I'm not sure if it's going to change it up or not. If the first 2 entries is going to change how it shows up. Because the first entry is a lot of coal. Second entry is like a medium amount of coal. And then the third entry is only with silk touch. So we'll see. Just trying to let it all load in before I start doing a bunch of stuff. Go to creative, go down here, go all the way down. There's another coal. It looks so dark up against the red. So, that being said, we have 0 coal on us. We got 19. Holy crap, okay. 27, 30. So, it took us 4 blocks to get 45. Now, if we do fortune 3... Okay, so it definitely is a lot more with fortune 3. And then silk touch. Okay, so that officially works. So there's that. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get off here real quick. That should be done. I'm comfortable with that. These all should be said and done technically. Go back to workspace. Everything else is fine here. Now, if I really wanted to, I could take, like, let's say the nether gold and put it in the overworld. But there's really no need of that, honestly. Having the nether gold in the overworld is just pointless because you get more gold out of mining regular ores. Trying to think, is there... I could do... oh, what's it called? I can't think of the name of it right now. Man, nether quartz. Holy crap, I couldn't think of that. Let me find the quartz block here. Right there's the quartz block. And then we're just going to control A. Not an image layer. What are you talking about, bro? What? That's a weird looking ore, honestly. What do you mean not an image layer, bro? I'm literally selecting on it. Whatever. So we got this one here. We also need to get some stone. We also need to get deep slate. Oops. Deep slate. Just regular deep slate. There we go. And then that being said, this ore needs to be on top, by the way. We're going to do the regular first. So let's get our eraser. That one was a mess up. I need to keep all the brown in there as much as humanly possible. Okay, there we go. And that's just apparently what it looks like. I don't really like that, not gonna lie. I really don't like that. Just try to like reference this real quick. I feel like maybe it's just some of the little edges that we don't have. Let me go ahead and just use this one as a base layer reference here. We'll just go around the ore real quick and just add some of these extras. Some of those extra bits here. Because it looks very thin. Yeah, some of these little extra little bits on the inside that I erased in the previous rendition of it actually do a lot for it to make it look a little bit thicker. So like the light pink, very light pink is the one I'm talking about, is what kind of does a lot for the, I guess you can call it, girthiness of the ore. I don't really know what to call that. I'm just going to say girthiness of the ore. I just don't know if I like the red. That's the problem. I mean, that's about as good as we're going to get, honestly. So save PNG, save as. And then we'll go netherrack iron ore. Stone. Quartz ore. And then basically we just take this background. We'll take the stone one off, put the deep slate one on. I actually like it a lot better over the deep slate. Go ahead and save PNG. And then we'll do this. Deep slate quartz ore. And then with that being said, now back over here, we're going to import textures, block textures, and we're going to do the deep slate and regular stone. So we'll have both of those in here. And then we're going to do blocks and then stone quartz ore. I'm going to do single texture, stone quartz, properties, stone quartz ore, 3 inventory, this one, and then we're gonna make this sound just, is there a regular ore one? I don't know. I don't know what they have here. So ore, so we got nether ore and we got heavy core. So yeah, no. So what we're gonna do is just do like a stone sound, okay? And this is nether quartz. We're going to at least have to have iron and a pickaxe. And we're going to do custom. Save that for a moment. Loot tables, new loot table, stone, quartz, or loot. Make sure we select it here, stone quartz, and then we're going to do this one, quartz, and then minimum between 1 and like 5. I guess. I don't know if that's actually the right amount of numbers here, but we'll do that. And then the stone quartz only with silk touch and only without silk touch. Affected by fortune. And then let's go ahead, go back, hit this, hit block, deep slate, quartz ore. Single texture, deep slate quartz, and then properties, deep slate quartz, or for deep slate, I'm just gonna say like 6, and then 6 maybe to make it higher, it'd be nicer. And then we'll do. They've got to have deep slate here, because I know deep slate's a different sound. Yeah, deep slate. But they don't have deep slate ore. Polished deep slate. So yeah, it's just going to have to be default deep slate. Okay, sure. And we're going to at least have to have a same thing. Iron and a pickaxe. Add this to the inventory. We got 6 on that one. I'm going to do a custom one for this. Come back over here. Loot tables. Plus. Hit L. Deep slate. Quartz or loot. Go all the way down to that one. Quartz. And the other one was what? 1 and 5. So I'll go like 1 and 8 for this one since it's deep slate. Make it more wanted to mine it down lower, I guess. And then affected by fortune, only without silk touch. And then we'll do the block one with silk touch. So deep slate, quartz ore, yeah. And then 1 to 1, and then only with silk touch. I think that's done. So we'll save that. We'll save this. We'll just save it all real quick to make sure we're good. And let's try it. So basically what we just did here, essentially, is nether ores that you normally find in just the nether are going to be in the overworld now. And then overworld ores, every ore you can find in the overworld is now in the end or nether also. And I kind of want to do the end ores and stuff too. So like make every ore from every version. So like nether ores and overworld ores can both spawn in the end. Let this load in real quick, but that's what I want to do. So that being said, let's go over here. Go all the way down. We got the stone quartz. We got the deep slate quartz. So with that being said, deep slate and then stone as just a little test feature here. So if we was to do deep slate, We got some deep slate stuff here. Wait, is that regular? Okay, that is. Wait, regular deep slate has a rotation? If we do it like that, it looks straight. If we do it like this, it's crooked. What? How long have I been playing Minecraft and I just now realized deep slate has a rotation? Really? Like regular default deep slate has a rotation to it. Like logs. You can see these lines, these black lines are going up and down. Well, these ones are going side to side. I did not even know that. That's why this looks so cursed. Holy crap. I had no idea that was a thing. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's the deep slate quartz. And if we go ahead and just do the stone one real quick, so we can see the version of it. There we go. Now these ones have overworld versions. And if we go ahead and just do a couple little tests to them, if we do it with a regular pickaxe, no, hang on. Do it with a regular pickaxe and survival, that is. F3D, it's location copy to clipboard. What? Okay, cool. We break this. We just got 2 out of it. We break this. We got 3 out of it. You break this. You got 2 out of that one. We do it by this though. We got 11 altogether, 20 altogether. I'm not even trying to count these at this point. There we go. And then we do it with the silk touch. It just went flying, but that works too. There we go. Ow. But there's that. And then, yep, we got that again. And then same thing for this. We grab this. It takes a little bit longer to mine, so it actually works almost perfectly. Do it with fortune. Well, we'll get more. Do it with fortune. We got even more, and then do it with silk touch. And then there we go. So that works. That's awesome. So we have those versions of everything. It would be kind of cool if the ores would like drop like some pieces of whatever they're in. So like if you're mining, like I never understood this though. If you think about this in real life, you take ores from wherever you're at, like in the world, and you mine iron out of the world. You still have stone and like gravel and stuff like that left back. So why don't you get that stuff from mining in Minecraft? Not saying this should happen, but I'm just kind of curious here. Okay, so now that that's that, I kind of want to find a good place to... Well, I'm lagging there. Hello? I need to find a good place to set up a showcase thing for it so I can take some screenshots for Cursed Forge. Save and quit the title real quick. There's a reason why. It'll make my life so much easier. And then we're going to go to workspace, open workspace folder. That is the actual workspace here, Nether in Overworld. And I think it's in build. No, it's in run and then mods. Okay, and that was for what version? Hang on one second. Let me just double check this real quick. So 1.20.1. So JEI. You can download mods and throw them into this stuff, so that's nice. Relations, gallery, and files. 1.20.1 Forge. Just click download files instead. Come on now. We actually probably could just throw it directly in. Save it directly to that file and then click play. See if it'll work. I know that you can actually add. My voice just cracked. Jesus Christ. I know you can add mods directly into mCreator, which is kind of cool. So I'm just trying to figure out which version I need to download for certain mods, because I need to add a couple of things in here to help making the display area just not failed to load correctly. Okay, so that might be in the wrong folder. Hang on. Let me double check this. We're in run. Saves, resources. Configs, no. Default configs, no. Logs is definitely not in there. Save, screenshot. So inside of run is where we currently are. Eclipse configurations, nope. Gradle, no. mCreator, no. Build, no. Okay, so I think we're in the right place. Maybe we just have the wrong version of the mod. That's definitely not it either. So yeah, no, this is the correct location for this. Real quick, hang on. So that is that version. I don't even remember what version I just downloaded. I'm pretty sure it was like the top one. I'm just going to go down to this one here. So download. I know you can do it. I have another mod where I have JEI and a bunch of other stuff installed. So let's just click save. It should save it to that folder for the mods folder. And let's try it. Also, I know there's like nobody watching right now, but like if you are happening to stop by here, it would be great. It would be greatly appreciated if you guys would stop by and chit chat. We're doing some cool stuff here. Actually developing a mod that's going to go public. What is going on? Arrow loading mods. Yeah, no shit. So mCreator workspaces, entity test. So it shouldn't be any different. That's my workspaces. I don't know. So I know in hers, I have some mods or somewhere. I had mods somewhere. Downloads, logs, configs. That is annoying. I know it works. I've done it before. Test building blocks, run. Well, see, it's weird. I don't even have a mods folder in there anymore. And that one, and this one. Huh. That's freaking odd. mCreator, workspace backups, no. Gradle, 9.0, no, none of that. Eclipse configurations, what? Source and main, resources, assets, test blocks. This is where all my stuff's at. That's crazy that this isn't working now. Did they stages? I don't know. See? Look, literally, it works. But that's NeoForge. So there's something wrong because this one's a NeoForge mod I was developing, and this works. So it definitely is in this the run and then mods page. Okay, so run and mods. So that is clearly not working. So it's just that version maybe. So 15.20.2.12. 15.20.2.12. Let's just go like a really low version. Let's go all the way over to the page, all the way over here. I'm on the other screen looking at something right now. This is Forge 1.20.1 and download. That's annoying. Because it should work. Save. Okay, are we good here, bro? I hope. Also close out the other M creator there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to try to load it. If it doesn't work again, I'll just close M creator out and try to relaunch it. But I know this works. This is something that does work. As you've seen, I already have another project with mods in it. And the fact that those mods are still there means it works. I just got to figure out what version, I guess, or something. I don't. Yeah, what? That makes no sense. Hang on. How to fix it? Go to best update JEI. Go to CurseForge. Download the latest JEI 1.20. Replace your current JEI jar. So newer than 15 something. Okay, that is annoying as shit. So it's telling me that I need to download a new version. But trying to do that didn't quite work. So 1520 128 version file. I don't know. Get rid of this real quick. And then download this version of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close out M Creator. Open up M Creator again. Now I had no problems installing my own mods through NeoForge. But I'm assuming it's just because NeoForge is better when it comes to M Creator. Let's try it again. Watch, it's going to break again. It's not going to let me do it. I'm literally only installing mods so I can like easily like, however the hell you pronounce it, build like an area to like showcase off stuff in your mod. Yeah, even that is saying that it's not good. Okay. Whatever. I guess we'll just get rid of it and we'll just do it by hand. That's annoying, you know? What the hell? What is Google doing, bro? You good? Okay, let's just do... There's way too many mods. Holy crap. Let's get this going. There we go. Construction 1. Now this is a mod that I use all the time because it's easier to build with. Let's just make sure we go to 1.20.1 and Forge. There's literally only one version. So if this doesn't work, I don't know what to say. At least this mod would be great to use. Okay, there we go. Let's try to run it. Please work for me. Jesus. Bring you over here. Watch, it won't work. Which is fine, I guess. That's just annoying, and this would make my life so much easier to be able to run modded with this tool installed. There's a bunch of errors. That's so annoying that when you're using Forge, things don't want to load right when you're adding mods into your game. But when you use NeoForge, it has zero problems doing it. But whatever. Sure. Cool. Ooh, lag. I forgot about lag. All right, there we go. So game rule, do random tick speed 999. Specifically, so like when I break these trees down, that's why. Get rid of these trees a lot faster. Basically like tree capitator, but without having tree capitator installed. Because apparently I can add a mod to this. You can with NeoForge, but you can't with anything else. Sure, there we go. Okay, there we go. What we could do actually is just go down. Hello? Effect, give dev night vision infinite 999 hide particles true, and none of it actually naturally spawns currently. I actually have to still enable all that, but we're gonna make it look like it does just for the screenshots. So what we got to do now is go over here, grab all of these ores. Not even all. There's literally like a couple. Until I go to the nether. There we go. There's that screenshot. Go down into the deep slate. Have overly ambitious expectations of how many ores you're going to get in the overworld for my screenshots, just so they can be like, oh, that looks cool, man. There we go. And then obsidian, flint, oops, flint and steel. Okay. Oh, why did that turn me to survival? My last thing I turned into was spectator mode. Ooh, we're lagging. Lagging like a mofo. There we go. Go here, go down. Oh, we didn't even get the ancient debris photos of it being in the overworld. Come on, break. There we go. Okay, there we go. Just trying to get my screenshots here. Do F1. I wonder if it like looks any better if I like get from a distance and then kind of zoom it in a little bit. That's too much. And I don't know what would be best for like a product photo, you know, I guess for mod pages. I did not mean to take 2 screenshots. Okay. Open it, File Explorer. There's my screenshots. So that being said, that's technically done. I still need to add the end blocks, but I think I might release that as an update. So what we can do now is, before we even come close to it, actually, let's go ahead and do another screenshot. We're going to do like an overhaul screenshot of like the entire thing together. It's like in the overworld, all the blocks. I also need to get some netherite photos. This is going to be awesome. Do this. Bam, 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 bam. Get out of here. But there's really not enough here. Like, it's just gonna like set expectations high with how much you can find, honestly. Even though you're not gonna be able to find this much in the world now that the numbers have been tweaked and fixed, should be okay now. So there's that. Then let's see. It automatically changes me to survival whenever my last thing was not survival. We're lagging like crazy. What was that? Oh, that was my already existing ores. I was like, wait, I didn't make it spawn naturally yet. I still have to do that. Okay, here. There we go. Go pop, 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 pop. And then we're going to grab some stone. Hey, what up, bro? Sorry, I wasn't speaking right there for a moment. I am making a photo area to take some pictures of all my new blocks here. Do this. Not that most of this back here is going to matter, but... And then for some of this other stuff, we'll go ahead and just do something like this. Make it look like we're actually in like a cave area. Or not even a cave area, just, you know, an area that's not the overworld, but that doesn't have the red gloomy lighting. I still need to make the end versions of all these ores too. Get some deep slate in there too, just to kind of mix it up. That's not deep slate. And then we'll also be uploading this on CurseForge soon. Just going to go nice and wide. Even if we don't see all this over here, I'm still going to go nice and wide with it, just in case. But how you been, bro? Thank you for jumping in. You got any questions about the mod that we are developing here? If so, make sure to shoot your questions, and I will answer everything I possibly can about it. Not saying I'm going to be the best at answering all the questions, but I'll do my absolute best to answer all the questions. Don't look too bad. I guess I can do a downward shot of it all here. Maybe. Do something like that. Okay, we can even add some deep slate over here. Also add some netherrack in here a little bit, some places. I'm just trying to spruce it up a little bit, you know. Make it not look so boring for photo shots and everything. Okay, that don't look too bad. I'm just trying to do something here other than, I mean, if I come up at a far distance here, bring this in, trying to figure out the best shot here. Get rid of some of these blocks here. And this may not be the best shot I can possibly ever get, but you know. Okay, let's see what we can do here. It's so weird to play the game like this right now. I don't even need to break all this. I'm just trying to give myself a little bit of room as much as humanly possible here. Is that as far up as I can go? Hey, don't do that. There we go. I think that looks okay. Screenshot that. Okay. So, actually, I don't even know why I did that. I have all the screenshots here. And these could be like product photos for when I release the mod. And then we're also going to do another version of this eventually when I do the end blocks too, because we are planning on doing like the ores, like every ore in the game, Nether and Overworld, but like end versions of them and everything. So there's that. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Do this, do this, do this, and then do this. Is this the one I have my mods on? Or no? Projects. Oh, that is. Okay, sweet. So, November. Okay, so this. So this is kind of sad. Okay, so this is my account. This is my CurseForge account. This is my mod. I don't know if it has any comments. This is 4 months ago I released it. Comments, there's no comments. But there was 700 and something downloads. And it was a work in progress mod. It was actually going very well at the time. And then I don't have the project files anymore. So that's the sad thing about it. But we had machines. We had everything. We had our own custom villagers. We had different kinds of animals. We had a bunch of stuff here. It was so cool. Like, honestly, that was a lot of stuff I added to this game. Honestly, it was so sad to see that I no longer have it. Good God! So before we actually upload this file, now we need to go ahead and go through every block and make sure the generation is set up. So enabled spawning. This one does spawn in another, and it can replace all of these. Can we also add a tag entry? What's this for? So tag, enter block tag name below, check the list for templates, Minecraft mineable and pickaxe. Okay, that's cool. So this one's already been set, by the way. So save mod element. That one should technically spawn naturally. Now nether lapis. Enable spawning. Or replaceables. Actually, that's a heck of a tag. So let's see. Is nether okay? And then we need to adjust the numbers here. So this is for the lapis. Average amount of ores in each group per chunk. Average of ores in each group. So in a 16 by 16 radius, how many groups will spawn in that? Let's say 5. How many ores are in each group? Let's say at least 8. Maybe 6. And then max generation height. The minimum is -30. The height is 120. I want it to be able to spawn everywhere. There's not a good best place to spawn. So then iron, same kind of way here. So this is going to be ore replaceables. So things that are replaceable by ores. If we go down here, we should be able to find those here. So need stone tools. So these are things we already have there. Or another inch of debris resources. Okay, so it doesn't actually show it, which is kind of crazy. Whatever. But anyways, ore replaceables and is nether. So okay. We're gonna go do a triangle. We should also probably do triangle over here just because why not? That means we need to save this. And then we're probably gonna do the same kind of way here. So like 5 and 6. 5, but I would not mind it being a little bit higher, like 8 or something like that. And then -30 and 120. -30 and 120. Okay. Nether emerald ore. Once again, it spawns fairly frequently. We're going to do is nether. Triangle. We're going to do very low amount of this, but we'll do a high amount of each ore in each group when the groups do decide to spawn. And then negative 40 and a height of like 30. Save and keep open. Nether diamonds. So this one will be generated is nether. And then we'll do a triangle. We'll do 4 and the max of like 7 or 6. Well, no, the max you can get in each group on normal diamonds is like 8, I think. So we'll do that average number of 8. So let's see. Diamonds, yes, 8. Okay, and then we'll do negative 64 to 16. Negative 64 up to, we'll do 40. I'm not trying to have exactly like the other things. Copper, generate, is nether. Also, is it going to tell us anything? Use a filter finding biomes or spawning should happen. No biome restriction will be set and spawning will occur in all biomes. Okay, cool. Triangle, I knew that. I just wanted to read it. So the amount of groups in each chunk, we're going to go with pretty high. Average number of ores in each group, pretty high. Then negative 64. The height of like 200. If there's a block that is spawnable or replaceable for ores. Now this one's the fun one because we're going to make this big. As usual, like regular Minecraft, is nether. Triangle. Average, keep it pretty high. 21, negative 64, 200, save and keep open. And we got a couple more. So this is stone. So generation. And then what's this one? Is overworld. Okay. And then we're going to do triangle. We'll do like 8, but we'll do like a low amount of this stuff here. 5. And then we're going to do all the way down from negative 52 or whatever the height is up to 200. If it's a replaceable thing for ores, it can spawn on it. And then deep slate. This one needs to make sure, well, hang on. What level does deep slate spawn at? Hang on. Gotta make sure this is right here. Stone quartz. Okay, so this one's stone, so we need to make sure it doesn't go no lower than, I don't know, 40? Not even negative 40, just 40. There we go. And then the deep slate one will be lower than that. Generation does spawn, is overworld. And then triangle, we'll have it the same. So 8 and 5. We'll do like 6 though for this one. And then the minimum is negative 55. And then the maximum height is 35, I guess, just to make sure it's always in deep slate. And that should have technically been that. Let me go use the restroom real quick. Okay, I'm back. I had to use the restroom real quick. Okay, so let's just test this ore generation. I will go ahead and delete this world. Well, I'll keep it, but make a new one because the ore generation needs to. I need to be able to regenerate the blocks now. So, and I've already went a lot. I've went around this world a lot. So let's go ahead and let this thing lag real quick because it always does. Because I'm using M Creator's launcher here to play instead of actually through my actual survival here. So it's going to be laggier because it's less optimized, it seems like. Let this do its thing. Okay, I think we're in. Are we laggy? Options, video settings. Okay, we should be good. We're ironing out the lag. All right, so effect, give, dev, night vision, infinite, 99, true. So let's hope. I don't know. Our goal is just to kind of fly around and look for ores. Just gotta look for ores that aren't normal and normally spawning. We're gonna focus on the stone ones for now, or the stone variants. What I could do real quick is actually just double check my numbers real quick. So stone quartz is in between 40 and 200. So yeah, it should spawn around here somewhere possibly. And now this is the time consuming part about making mods, is you do have to fly around and test this stuff because you can't promise that something is in your mod that works if you don't know it works. So you do have to test it. And what I sometimes will do is I'll actually go in, remember my old settings. I'll just crank up the old settings. What level are we? Oh, we're at the minimum. So up here, we gotta at least stay around this height. But I'll just go crank up the amount just to see it actually spawn. Knowing that it actually spawns, and I'll just turn the settings back down. Okay, so let's make sure we're up a little bit high. Make sure we're up past the minimum amount. And yes, you can even check in water. I don't know if it spawns in water. I just made sure the tag that was set was is ore replaceable, which is what the default Minecraft ores uses, is ore replaceable, which means is it something the ores are allowed to replace. And it should have worked, but I had the numbers kind of turned down because I don't want it to be too crazy. So that's the difficult part. The numbers are turned down like I would want it in game. So I gotta see how often we see it. And actually right now it's looking like it's very rare. Also, for what we're looking for currently right now up here is nether quartz, but it's a not retextured. It's a completely redone block. It's a completely new block too. But I've stole the textures and I've binded it with stone and made my own blocks and this and that. So right now we're looking for nether quartz, but stone quartz. So that's what we're currently trying to spot right now, and I'm not actually seeing any. So there's that. And I did have it to where it doesn't spawn too much, so I might turn it up specifically for testing. So yeah, not seeing it just yet. Not seeing it. Now there's only 2 ores that I have added. Wow, that lagged a lot. There's only 2 ores that I've added for the overworld. For the nether though, there's like 7 or 8 different ores. So those should be easier to spot. But there's only 1 for the stone variants up here and 1 for the deep slate variants a little bit lower. So I'm mostly looking at the air caves and pockets and this and that, but I wonder if it even uses the air pockets. That's the fun part about developing a mod. When you gotta test your stuff and you're like, is it working, or am I just getting unlucky? That's the fun part about it. So now we kind of just have to fly around. I'm about to go turn up the settings real quick. Like turn up the amount that spawns just to make it easier to see. Because it's turned down pretty low, honestly. Oh, there it is. There's the stone quartz. Okay, sweet. So basically nether quartz, but can also spawn in the overworld. So now we need to go down here and see if we can find the other version of it. The deep slate version. So we'll just go pretty deep underground. And we'll just fly around and hope we find it. Hopefully it's a little bit sooner than the stone one was, because that took a minute. Nothing. Nothing yet. Now, it does stand out a lot more in the deep slate than it does the stone. Like a lot more. So it should be easier to spot. I'm not seeing it yet. If you guys see it, let me know. Well, there is stream delay, so I don't know how well that's going to work. I'm not seeing it. This is making me worried. Guess I'll just fly in a straight line and hope to see it, because I don't really want to keep turning and like trying to load new chunks and like lagging out the stream here. And normally Minecraft isn't laggy for me on regular Minecraft, but we're in mCreator's thing, so it's a little laggier. What is that? Is that iron? Yeah, that's iron. Oh damn, iron spawns pretty frequently down here, don't it? Let me just double check my settings here. So yeah, that's that one, and deep slate is this one. So 35 is the height, 55 is the low, 8 and 6, 8 and 5. So they spawn relatively similar. Okay, so we should be good. Let's just keep going. Settings are fine. Creepy crave noises scaring the crap out of me because I wasn't expecting it. You're just playing Minecraft, enjoying the silence, just chilling out in your ears. Enough to make it jump out your skin. Yeah, I don't have it set, by the way, like really high, so it's gonna take a little bit to spawn. You're not gonna get 100% lucky every time. I probably could turn up the amount that it spawns, honestly, like as a default number for like release. But I don't know if I want to do that. Like, it's kind of fun having ores that are kind of hard to find. And then when you finally find them, you're like, oh crap, nice. But this is actually a little bit much. That's the iron. I'm kind of surprised I'm not finding any just yet. I wish, like, because I don't know how to set specific settings when it comes to like how often, or like not how often, but like, okay, so in I don't know the mod name. Let's look at my survival here that I have in the background. This is just AFK, but if we look up like iron ore, and then you click on it, this right here, I don't know what this mod is. It's called Just Enough Resources. This will kind of tell you where these things naturally spawn at. I wonder if I install that mod with my mod, like if I install my mod onto here. Hang on. So this is Nether in the overworld. Yeah, if I click on it, it doesn't pop it up, so it doesn't access the files, and I don't understand why. I wish I knew how to change that, but it doesn't access it and doesn't give you any information off of it. Oh, this iron here. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit higher up, maybe see if I can get a little bit luckier up here. I'm almost certain it spawns. I just gotta, I have to test it. I can't release it stating that this does this. you know? And then it just never does it. Okay, now we're in the open. That could be a good one. Being out in the open like this might be a good way to find some stuff. Iron, nothing. Come on, man. I'm starting to feel like maybe my mod does need the numbers tweaked a little bit. This is becoming a bit much. What's the height? Max height? 35. Okay. So I still got a lot to go. Wait a second. 35 means it could spawn up in the regular stone. So I need to lower that number. It looks to me like the max height for that is what, like, I'm just going to say it's 0. So we definitely need to change the max height for that to be 0. So let's go ahead and stop the world real quick. Stop the game. Also, let's turn this up a little bit. Turn this up a little bit just to make it easier. But then again, I also feel like it's kind of nice to have those ores spawn a lot more when they're in the deep slate. It makes it more rewarding for actually having people mine down in the deep slate that far. Considering deep slate's annoying to mine through. So it makes it a little bit more rewarding, I guess. On top of that, you also have the loot table has higher spawn rates for drops for the deep slate one than it does the regular one. Once again, to reward the player for mining in the deep slate, in the annoying deep slate that nobody, well, some people may like to mine in. Gonna have a little bit of lag here. Hang on. The only time I like mining in deep slate is when I have like mining machines from the create mod. Man, it's so laggy trying to render all this at once, because normally you don't get to see all the blocks like this. Normally it renders it in the background and then you only get to see it whenever you mine down. But we are in spectator mode and we're seeing every block through other blocks. So we are rendering a lot more than normal. So even if you have a good PC, like, it's smooth on my screen, but in OBS it's not. I changed the settings, but I do have to load new chunks for it to actually start spawning. Since I've already loaded chunks, it's not going to reload all those. It's going to have to only spawn the ores in new chunks. So and surprisingly enough, I'm still not seeing it. I don't know if these count as new chunks because I can see pretty far when I'm down here like this. So it's probably loaded new all these chunks back here already. Okay, here's a nice open spot. Oh, there's some of our netherite or our ancient debris, which is something I've added in here, by the way. So if you play this, you can find ancient debris in the overworld. I already knew that did work because I have this mod actually in my survival just before I added all these other ores. What kind of block is that? Is that iron? Okay, it is. It just didn't look like it at first. Come on, Quartz. Pop out here. Say hi. I don't know. It's not spawning right now. I'm going to lag the game a little bit by just flying really fast. So give me a second. The stream will lag extremely hard real quick. Whoa, hey. There's diamonds, there's iron, there's gold. It really makes you think your block isn't spawning right. And now we're going to lag. Okay, since we're loading all these blocks like this. But I know it is. It's literally set up just like the other one, except for different spawn rates, which actually this one should be higher now. Huh. That's odd. This is kind of annoying. I know I have the tag set as ore replaceables or ore spawnables, but I wonder if, like, since there's so much that spawns down here, if there's like a 5% chance of it spawning. I just need to see it once. Once I see it once and I know it spawns, technically we're okay. I may change it up a little bit, but nada. What the hell? I really wish there was a locate ore command. There's a locate structure, locate biome, locate this, locate that. There's a bunch of commands, but there's no damn locate ore one. So I guess since we've been flying around like this a little bit, let's go a little bit higher. Let's go closer to the limit of height, which is like 30, right? Something like that. Or no, 0. 0 is the height limit, so that's not it. Natural generation is turned on, so that's kind of crazy. Is there a different setting for this? Hang on, let's look at this real quick too. We got Minecraft Overworld and stone ore. Oh, stone ore replaceables. That makes it. Wait, hang on. I want to be able to change that. So that's tags, stone ore replaceables. So deep slate ore replaceables. Add tag deep slate or replace. Hang on, let me make sure I'm going to get the right tags. I'm going to actually look it up. That actually explains a lot, honestly. Okay, so yeah, basically it'd be this, but it has tag and then no space. Am I supposed to have? Nope, I can't have that. Click OK. Let's see here. It says tag, Minecraft tag. And it's tag, Minecraft tag, deep slate replaceables. That don't make any sense. Tag and then deep slate or replaceables. I'm just gonna do this so I don't have a chance of accidentally misspelling it. That don't make any sense. Deep slate ore replaceables tag ensures the custom ore generates correctly within the deep slate layers. And then create ore generator settings, select the tags tab, and then use this. Okay, so apparently we use this. That is actually from in NWT, Northwest Gaming dude. I watch him all the time. I didn't realize he actually did something like this. So do tag, and then apparently underscore. Apparently that don't work. Underscore. I'm trying to figure this out here. Blocks to replace. Instead of selecting a single block, you can select the block tag and then deep slate or replaceables. Okay, so it removed the tag. So let's go ahead and do tag. And then this. I don't know if I need a space in it or not. Minecraft tag. Okay, so why does it have the word Minecraft and then tag in it? That's annoying. I'm trying to figure this out correctly. Category or tag. Okay, no, then tags. Underscore and then paste. Okay, remove this one, I guess. Wonder why that's not like one I can select in here. Like adding this, I can't scroll down and then mineable, pickaxeable, needs diamond tools, iron tools, stone tools, and categories and tags. So like there's no other tag. Well, that's highly annoying. I mean, maybe this will work. I don't know. Oh, my back. Instead of just using ores, I literally could just select deep slate and like other deep slate ores and this and that as a replaceable, like physically selecting the blocks. But if I could figure out how to use the tags, it would make my life a lot easier, honestly. My freaking shoulders are killing me, man. This hurts. Oh, my back. Okay, so we're gonna lag. Hang on, let me see my OBS. I can't even see OBS. Okay. Yeah, we're lagging. Hang on. So we're gonna lag real quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to fly really fast out of here and try to load new chunks. So I know we're gonna lag. I know everything's gonna be laggy. I am sorry in advance. Let me give it a few seconds to look around, and if I can't figure it out, I'm just gonna go watch that dude's video that I say I watch all the time. Whoa, lag. Because apparently he's made a video on it, by the way. I don't know, but I'm having issues finding it spawning. I know how to make it ores naturally spawn, which is not the problem, but I've never used the tag feature to add tags to it instead of using like physical blocks and things like that, using tags of certain tags that I don't even know about. That's my problem. Not seeing it. Still not seeing it. This is annoying. But can we edit the tags after they're in? We cannot. Okay, so Minecraft Overworld is Overworld. Okay, so I am going to have to figure this out. So go back one more, and this is his stuff. So let me look at this video real quick. I have to pause you. Open you up in YouTube and then pause you. Okay, we're muted. Like I says, this is making zero sense to me. Skipping through his video real quick to see if he actually covers that section real quick. He probably does. I just don't know where. Okay, where are we at here? It doesn't seem to follow it or cover it anywhere. Ugh. Hey, look, my video is actually showing up. That's awesome. I don't know. This is a pain in my butt. So we do tags again, and then we do this. So that's deep slate or replaceables. Tag no space. And then we're going to add another one. Oh, come on. Now, I don't know which one of those might work or might not work, but we're going to try it. So probably should have tried it in between tags, but this works too. If none of these work, then I'll just physically add it in, like manually. Okay, we're gonna lag for a second. Ooh, we're really lagging. All right, I'm gonna lag myself out here for a second. Give me a moment. Okay, we've came to a slow halt. See if we can find it anywhere. I'll give it a few moments. I'll actually look around for a few moments before changing how I'm spawning the ores. I'm not seeing any difference. Nothing changed. There's 3 different tags that are working to try to spawn this thing. Just to try some different things. I want to look at how this one looks, by the way, just so I can see what this one says. Tag Minecraft deep slate or replaceable. That should be the one. That should work based off. It does. Yes. Look, it works. So that one for sure, by the way, is the one that works. So I'm going to remove the one that has the word tag twice in it. The one that has the word tag twice in it there. And this should be the one, as far as I know. But yeah, it's actually spawning fairly often. That is nice. I need to double check that some more, though. So now that I changed those around, make sure that's saved again. Do this, and then we're going to spawn into a new world, brand new world. We're just going to test it that way because that's the best way for me to be able to test this without having to fly a million blocks away. We got to try it, though. New world. Oh, I got hiccups. No. Okay, so we're about to lag a little bit once I go down because I'm still spawning everything in. So just give me a few moments. We're going to see if this is all working or not. It is, literally, right there. That was instant. I found that almost instantly. There's some more. There's some more. There's a bunch more. So this is actually working. Yes. Okay, so knowing that these two are working, we should be good now. I can't remember. Did we do these spawning? Stone or replaceable. See, that's the problem. Stone or replaceables. I need it not to be stone ore. I need it to be netherite or replaceables. Or netherrack, I mean. So let's try this. Tag. Netherrack. Or hang on 1 second. Let me do this just so I don't misspell things. Now let me just double check with this over here. Okay, that should be good. So add that tag. Tag Minecraft tag. Why did it do that? Minecraft. I'm not typing. Okay. Minecraft. Hang on. Minecraft. Netherrack or replaceables. And it did the tag thing again too. What the fuck? Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, so it looks like what I did here. Hang on. Add a new tag. I'm gonna do tag this Minecraft netherrack or replaceables. But it doesn't seem like it likes that. Minecraft netherrack or replaceables. Tag. It did tag again. What the fuck? Oh my god, this is pissing me off. Minecraft tag. Okay, yeah, that's not it either. Minecraft netherrack or replaceables. See, it did it again. It put tag in before. That makes no sense. I'm not even typing the word tag. Tag. I'll just type it out, I guess. Tag. Minecraft. Netherrack. Or replaceables. It did it again. Okay, whatever. I'm going to go back and actually just look at my stream just to see what the hell I did on the other block, because this is making zero sense. So this is where I was talking about it at. I typed and then just typed the words with the word Minecraft before it. Okay, so I literally just did this. Did Minecraft and then netherrack or replaceables. I didn't even add the word tag. Tag Minecraft, netherrack or replaceables. That's what I did. I didn't even actually click on it. I just typed my own thing. Okay, so this one's for lapis because the rest of them probably shouldn't spawn, or not shouldn't, but won't spawn. Okay, gotcha. Well, let's see how this goes. So right now, other than the default ores in the nether, the only one right now that should spawn is lapis ore in the nether. That's if this tag is correct. That's just a random thing that I typed, so the tag may not be correct at all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do obsidian, flint and steel. Hello, flint and steel. Make a nice tall one. Have a little bit of fun with it. And boom, let's go through. That was loud as shit. Okay, so now is the time where we have to look for this stuff. So, -30 to 120. So it spawns everywhere, or has the ability to spawn everywhere. So I don't know really the best possible way to find it, but now we gotta fly around and just hope we can find it. I don't know if I should like be inside the block. Should I fly around through the air? I don't know what the best possible rate of this would be. Surprisingly, nothing yet. Okay. I was kind of expecting this one to be one of those ones that spawns more often. Doesn't look like it. I'm starting to think maybe my tag was wrong. But tell you what I can do just to test it real quick. We'll open up MCreator. We'll grab this snipping tool. Click Control N. We'll screenshot what the settings were. And then we'll just crank these numbers up. Now that could lag me out, but we're going to see how this works. And we have a screenshot of the OG settings. So if this works, then we know it works. Like us turning these settings up should make it kind of spawn more frequent. So let's see here. I do have the OG settings, like I said, saved. So here's the picture. Let's try it again. We're going to have to like load some new chunks here. So we're going to lag out in the beginning. So once we actually load in, just give me a few moments here to, for one, stop lagging normally. And then for two, I'm going to have to fly really fast that direction to start loading new chunks. So give me a second through this lag. And yeah, we'll be back. This biome is huge. I'm constantly seeing so much of the same biome. Okay, there we go. We're normal biome. And now we just look for this ore. I turned the settings up dramatically. So if it does spawn, we should start seeing a crap ton of it. Now, I don't know if it acts as like a block like quartz where it spawns on the exterior of the blocks, or is it an interior thing where it spawns surrounded by blocks? That one I'm not too sure of. And even with the settings cranked to the absolute max, I'm still not seeing it right now. So the tag may be incorrect. Yep, looking like it ain't right. Looks like I might have to do some Google searches here for a minute. Yeah, let me do some Google searches here for a moment. Hey, what is that we're do? Information online sucks, honestly. Base stone nether is apparently what I would add. Holy crap. Okay. We could try that. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, was it going to hurt? So we know none of these this other tag isn't working. So let's just go ahead and just paste that in there. It ain't going to hurt to try it. Unless it actually does break everything. That'd be my luck. I love how I'm like so confident with MCreator that the moment I decide to touch something that I haven't ever touched, it's just like all hell breaks loose and I lose my ass on everything, on how to actually do stuff. So once again, as before, let me load this up. Might lag a little bit. Now I'm going to fly really fast that direction, so we're going to lose a lot of FPS, and the stream might cut up a little bit. So give me a second. I think I just seen it spawning, honestly. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's the right tag. That's the right freaking tag. Why can't I move? I'm like stuck. What is going on? I think I just lagged the game out. I can't move, even flying. Oh, wait, my speed's down. Never mind. Yeah, there we go. It definitely spawns. Let's change that now. Okay, so that being said, let's get the original settings here. It was 5 and 6. 5 and 6. These settings were the same. We're going to remove this tag. And then save. So then now we can finally go through all the ores here. So netherite stone ore, or netherrack redstone ore. So we're purposely replacing it here, like per block, but that's a good way to do it if you want. But that's not what I meant to do. I need to get that tag online. Here we are. We need to get this tag. So it's base underscore stone underscore nether is the tag for naturally spawning it like those things. So then over here with the tag here, we drop this down and do is nether. And it tells it, hey, spawn this in the nether. And make sure it spawns it as a base stone nether tag for replacing ores. Now this is redstone, so I kind of want this kind of high. And then we're going to keep the actual, hang on, I didn't mean to do that completely yet. Hang on. Make sure everything's set. Okay, we're good there. I do want it to kind of spread across the entirety of the nether, so I'm going to have the numbers pretty high up. This is the iron. So this one can be cleared, is nether. Make sure this is pasted. Okay. There we go. This is set. Good to go. Nether emerald. Generation is set. Clear this tag now since we know those tags ain't correct. This is emerald. That's actually set the way I want it because I don't want it to spawn too often. But the loot table itself is actually turned up to make it more more rewarding for the player when they find it in the nether. Is nether 4 So we already did most of the actual things here. We just need to actually set the tags. So copper, this is all set the way I would like it. Clear this tag, this one, and paste. Save. Nether coal ore. This one's all set up to do perfect except for the tag. Paste it, save mod element, and then that should have actually been all the nether ores. That's actually kind of crazy that this mod is almost releasable. Probably need to play with it myself on my own survival though before I release it and like just understand how often it spawns just to see what it feels like. Maybe some of them might be too much, some of them might be too little. So once again, we're going to lag a little bit. Whoop, hang on. There we go. Yeah, we're going to lag a little bit. I'm going to fly really fast one direction to load new chunks. So give me a second. Okay, here we are. New chunks. And let's see. There is some quartz. That's normal. Now remember, the settings are turned down to normal spawning frequencies instead of like high frequencies to really start spawning everywhere. These aren't the test ones anymore. These are like normal amounts. So knowing that the lapis does work, let's just keep going. I'm just gonna let this lag. Just in case we didn't actually load any new chunks and I managed to accidentally fly the same direction I've already came, then it won't spawn anything. So I'm just gonna keep myself going for a while. Yes, we are currently still moving, by the way. It's just not loading the actual blocks. Okay, here we are. There we go. There's the copper. There's the coal. Look at that. There's lots of ores here. I don't even know. That's iron. There's copper. There's coal. There's redstone. There's copper. There we go. So now you can find the natural blocks. And then we can also find some diamonds if we're lucky. But I don't have it turned up too high. There's some redstone and coal over there. Some redstone. Bunch of coal. Copper. So yeah, it works. Nice. It actually works very well, and it actually blends really well with the default game, mainly because I used their textures. So there's a lot of ores around here. But I used the game's default textures and then just binded it with the modded stuff and all the code and everything else and made it natural. So I guess we have a chance to release it. So what we can do here is we could go back, go back, go back, go back. Oh, right here. And then we could just create a new project. Or hang on one second, let me double check this. Create a new project. Dashboard, create a project, Minecraft, general descriptions, logo, summary, class, main, additional. I think this is correct. To ensure project approval, review Minecraft guidelines before submissions, avoid profanity not suitable for work content or offensive language. We recommend reading our how to pass moderation articles before submission. Gotcha. Cool. So project names. What did we say we were gonna name this? Let me see here. Grab my YouTube thing. Yeah, it's the over under. So copy that. Let's just paste that in there. The over under. We don't have a logo right now, so that could be something we can make before we click uploads. Must be written in English. It's your project's preview, so it makes it clear one-line sentence that captures its essence and functionality. Spawn every single ore in every dimension. No more going to the nether for and no need to go to the overworld for DIAMONDS. There we go. Apparently I spelled dimensions wrong. I did spell dimensions wrong. Every single. Okay, choose your class. Mods. Your main category. Cube.js. I really want to tag it as mCreator, but I've seen videos where people review mods and this and that, and every time they see mCreator, they don't take it seriously. WorldGen, sure. Additional add-ons. Dimensions. Ores and resources. Sure. Allow comments. Set the project as experimental. Others users will not be able to find it on web or app search. Fuck that. Okay, now this is a thing we need to do because it has a little asterisk there. So we need to do something. I don't really have anything that would be good as a logo here, honestly. You know what? Does it need to be bigger? To be honest, I can't see that at all. That looks like crap. I guess we can go to Pixlr and Pixlr here. Nah. I don't know what the size needs to be. Upload an image. It should not be a solid or a gradient color. It should be a game logo. A traditional assets are not suitable. Okay, I'm just gonna say sure. Create new. We're gonna do like 700 by 700. And then let's just see what we can grab from our files here. What we can kind of do. Actually, before we do that, let's just grab the netherrack one. Add to current. It's going to take forever. Can I not resize this and make it look good? I cannot. Okay. how would I do this properly without making this take forever? Okay, I guess we could just do that. Watch, I do all of this work for it to be like, oh, it needs to be like 150 by like 150. I'm like, say what? What the fuck? Oh, it's gonna lag, hand. I don't even know the best way to do this, honestly. How would anyone suggest to do this more accurate? Like, not taking forever to do something like this. Because, like, if I was to really do this, this would take forever. Holy crap. Really? Come on. Select the damn thing. Whatever. Yeah, I don't even know what the best way to do this would be. Like, I want a full background. Okay, my Google's lagging. Or, well, Pixlr's lagging. Okay, no, yeah, the whole Google's lagging. Okay, whatever. Create a new image. Let's just do it like 150 by 150 because I don't know what it really needs to be. Now, how large is that compared to this? Fairly large, but still now that's doable. Okay. Just do like a big background of multiple, oops, of just like this. Oops, my bad. There we go. And then like how would I do something like this? I wonder if I could just take like something like this. Yeah, Control S, PNG for face. Something like this. Control S. Save as for face 2. And then like add those to this. To this. Oh well, that don't look right. I need the diamond one or something. Yeah, let's grab the diamond ore, let's add the deep slate iron ore, let's add that. Let's add the emerald ore, add that. And then what we'll do is we'll just go in here and erase the stone bits. Just like I saw. Ingenuity at its finest. Stealing textures from the base game to make mine. That's literally what 95% of Minecraft mods are. Unless you're going entirely custom machines. That's a different story. Okay, do that. And cut that bad boy over here. And then I think if we take these and make it a 2x2 cluster of textures for each ore, that'll make it look really good in comparison to everything around it, like the netherrack. And yes, I'm cutting off some of the blue. I think it's almost a bit much to have that much blue, because it's kind of like fading into being like a gray instead of a blue sometimes. So I don't really want to do that. See, that looks fine right there. That gray is a bit much though. And then deep slate iron ore. Okay, there we go. There's some of the ores. So now let's say with like this, top right, we need to make this like a cluster. Boom, boom, another cluster. Boom, boom, another cluster. So there's a good little cluster of ores right there. So then what I'm going to do is kind of like pull them in a little bit like this to make it really look like a cluster. And now I can move those around however needed. Boom, boom. Nice little cluster. Boom, boom. Nice little cluster. Boom, and a boom. Nice little cluster. So we can bring these in and in. Boom. Beautiful cluster of ores. Cluster. 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 Bring those in a little bit more. And it's a perfect little cluster of ores. Look at that. So what I need to do, though, is I need to make sure locked. I just need to go through and lock all these so I can move these clusters around and not have to worry about accidentally grabbing the netherrack, which happens a lot when it comes to editing in this, because for some reason Pixlr has an issue with trying to figure out what you're trying to click on. That's always been an issue of mine. I'll do all my thumbnails from a YouTube channel and like actually doing textures when I've had like 35 different layers of different textures from different machines and this and that to make up one of my textures on one of my blocks. It's just been such a pain in the ass because you'll highlight those ones you're wanting to move around, but then somehow Pixlr doesn't understand that you're trying to select the ones you have highlighted, and it will unselect the ones you already have highlighted when you click on it and click on what's behind it. I don't understand it. Long little process here. Seems stupid, but it's actually well worth it. Because if I ever have to come back to this and I want to update this, I can. And I don't have to worry about messing with all the netherrack. I don't think you can highlight all of them and then lock it that way. I'll even try. Yeah, no. It just unselects all the other ones and then selects the one you right click on. So minus this being free, it's actually a really, or well, it being free, it's a really good program. I do pay for it so I can get unlimited saves and this and that. But they still have a lot of tweaks I think they need to add. Now, apparently there's a desktop version of it too. I haven't actually used it. I just use in Google version, the internet version. There we go. Last piece. So if I select this like this, it'll only select the ores. Apparently not. What ones are they selecting? Oh, it's confusing. They're locked. Why are we able to move them? See? It doesn't make any sense. They're clearly locked and they're still moving. Like what? Okay, and then we're naming this what again? I can't remember right now. The over-under. Okay, so we'll do the text one. Add. The over-under. Bright yellow letters. I love the way this stuff looks like this. Style outline. Straight black. Make sure the size is up there like that. Oh no, we could go like a bright blue with the outline too. Perfect. The over under. And then we're going to make this disappear real quick. I kind of want to make some more of these over here. Perfect. I actually really like that, not gonna lie. I'll make sure this is actually centered here. That looks about right, honestly. That looks awesome. PNG, save as, the over under thumbnail, upload image, the over under, save as logo. YouTube link. Sure, let's grab my YouTube link. Ta-da! Add socials. The hell is that M? What was that? This thing right here. I don't even know what the hell that is. Discord. I do have a Discord server. No limit. Role optional. And then there we go. Next. Okay. I think I already had something like this. Hang on. I already had something like this typed out, kind of. Typing out this stuff. Okay, here we go. Finally got something typed out. And it looks good. And I use something to help me kind of format it, but that's kind of nice. The hell is this? Okay, so that's my project. So what I need to do now is basically take this and then I need to export without donating for now because, well, yeah. I didn't even see where that went to. Okay, so it went here. Publish this file automatically once approval. Environment, client and server. Forge. One second. assuming it don't really matter. I'm not going to go any lower than 17 though, because that's what I'm actually using. Minecraft 1. Where are we at here? 1.20.1. Full release. Related dependencies, there is none. Add files. Hopefully there's no issues. And successfully uploaded. So right now it's uploaded and is approving, or it's baking, and then we gotta wait for them to approve of it, essentially. So I guess I'm probably going to be done with this for the night. I'm probably going to take this mod and I'm going to release this as a video too, by the way. And you guys can also find it on CurseForge. I will release the files or I will release the actual code god dang it. I will release the actual link for the download mod once it's public, or you guys can just search it, whatever you guys want to do. But I will release this for people to play eventually. Right now, I'm just waiting on pre-approval from CurseForge for my mod to be live. So, anyone watching the live stream currently or watching the video afterwards, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.